are. Look, I see
Here
you.
we are. All right.
Nice.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Stunthangar Video Hangouts. And we are just going to get started without the monologue. But please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe these videos. It helps the analytics of the program. And don't forget to consider joining our YouTube memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your support, you get access to member-only videos on Stunthangar YouTube channel. So without any further ado, we're going to get started. So has anybody done any flying or work in the shop since last time we met?
Well, it snowed here.
Yeah.
It snowed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That kind of can slow you down, but you can always put some skis on your SV11.
I would have done that. I would have done that when I lived in Wisconsin. In fact, I did do that, but I was younger then, more foolish.
So have you had a maiden flight yet with your SV11?
No, it's too cold.
I mean, just in general. I mean, since Vegas, you haven't had a maiden flight?
No, it's been too cold. It's been raining and snowing.
All right, no
nasty.
problem. I was just curious.
I'm just making one excuse after another. One of them's going to fit.
Yes, I understand that. Trust me, I'm the last one to talk about someone getting planes done like Precious Balsa.
Yeah.
So I know I got to tread lightly because you guys are further along.
I've been working on that upgrade to the Pathfinder 40 on the computer, but I haven't been able to work on it every day because I've had a lot of things that have gotten in the way here this past couple of weeks. So I've only worked on it for probably about 6 hours, in 2 weeks or a week and a half. But things are coming along. I've actually got it set up now. I'm showing, it is a take apart. The nose comes off, center section is separate, and the tail comes off, and the stab and elevator come off of that. So the whole thing, comes apart. But I'm not, so far at this point in time, I'm not separating the wings in half. So if I put it in a box, it'll be a long box because it's almost 6 foot long. Well, it will be over 6 foot. But I did get the nose off, and I've started making the nose section. It'll fit on exactly the same for the electric version. So on the plans, there'll be the two choices. You can build it for electric, or you can build it for IC, or you can build one of each and put it all together on the same wing and tail section. If you so inclined, you don't have to. But so that's where I'm at now, and I've been doing a few things. I'm actually at the point where I'll probably stop in doing any of the lettering or anything like that on it, and pull off the parts and send those files off to be laser cut, or else I'll cut them myself. Probably I'll cut them myself because I don't think I got enough money to have them laser cut right now. And then the rest of the plans will get finished as I build it, because there's always little things you see and change and whatever as you're building it. So anyway, hey, how you doing, Bob?
Oh, hanging in there pretty good. A little bit tired today. It's been a long day. Don't know how long I'm going to hang out, but it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. Yeah. Thanks for coming in, Bob. Appreciate it. We played a little phone tag yesterday, but I'm glad to see you tonight. So appreciate you coming in.
We got crap weather forecast for the next week, so maybe you and I can get in touch over the weekend or something.
Yeah, Bob, you're having beautiful weather, so I don't know. We'll try.
Yeah, we're forecast anything but beautiful weather, so I'm thinking next week, sometime Thursday or so, I might duck down to Vancouver and visit Chris Cox and a few of the other guys.
Oh, very cool.
If it's nice there, getting in a little bit of handle time.
That'd be nice.
Nice. The banana belt to this year.
Yeah, I don't know if what the weather's like for Vancouver. I haven't checked, but I'm going to go down anyway.
All right.
Picking up some airplanes and engines and stuff like I really needed them.
Yeah.
The the last guy in this hobby is left when we're all gone. He's going to have a garage load of stuff.
Garage load? You got to be kidding. More like a shopping mall load.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I've got a
Especially-
garage load myself, just about.
Yeah, it's easy to
Yeah,
accumulate
you know
a
what
lot
I
of
mean.
stuff.
Yeah.
So let me talk to
But-
Mark real quick. Mark, how you doing, Mark? What you been up to?
Hi, guys. Staying busy. Actually, what's holding me up right now, unfortunately, Charles, I've been waiting a month for some control horns from Oki.
Oh man, that's so
Yeah.
disappointing. Because I
So-
just placed an order with him yesterday for
And-
some Fiordi timers.
The things that he has, I guess the things that he doesn't make, he has in stock. You know, things that come from other people like timers. And because I've been reading on Stunthangar that some guys are getting things very quickly, but there are a couple of complaints about control horns. So I think he has to make those. And it's really kind of shut me down. So, you know, I stay busy with Pampa things and the banquet. We've sold 23 tickets, so I'm very happy with that.
Good.
Very good.
So I think we'll push 100. So that'll
Very
be nice.
good.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of your horns, what size horns are you looking for?
Well, the Tom Morris type that what I'm doing, I'm making the same system that Paul Walker originally came up with, where each flap works independently.
Oh yeah.
So you need two to get one horn, you know, because you have two vertical posts
Right.
and the only ones I have from the old Tom Morris stuff the wire's too thin. They'd probably be good for elevators, but they're not good enough for big flaps. So it's holding me up. So I'm just, I don't want to put the flaps on yet because I'm not sure of the spacing. You know, I got to get this unit down first. But it's nice because you can adjust one of the flaps with the ball driver.
Right. I've seen it, but I just don't
Yeah.
know how to make it yet. I haven't conceptually seen it in my mind yet to
Yeah.
know what I'm going after. I understand the premise of how it works, but I can't see it yet.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
no, doing fine, staying busy. And let's see, John, I was thinking of you today because I spent a little time on Facebook. And one of the guys that I buy plans from is Pat Johnson.
Right.
And it's on there today. He has some PDFs of a new stiletto profile, but it's smaller than the full one. I think
The
he calls
502.
it his 602 series. So
502.
602 square inches. I like his stuff. I like the guy. He's a good guy.
How you
So,
like that airfoil?
yeah. Reminded me of what you're doing. And 3 plan sets, including each rib. And he does nice work. You can just buy the plans. You can buy the semi kit from him. You can just buy ribs. He's very easy to work with.
He does a good job too. He's
He does.
a professional, retired, I think now.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's a lot faster at it than I am. I don't know how he does it. I must mull it over too. I don't know, but he does a good job. He draws his airfoil the same way that I do. Ellipse at the front and then come to the tangent point from for the where the straight line hooks on going to the back. And I've heard people disparage that airfoil. They call it a ice cream airfoil, but in fact, I've found it works pretty good.
Mhm.
I really like his twin Epiphany.
Isn't that a nice
saw-
airfoil?
That is a beautiful airplane. I saw Anton Gephardt fly it last year. His was yellow, beautiful. He had 2, I think they were either OS Max 25 FPs or they were LAs. I don't remember, but boy, he got those engines running sweet, and it just flies so nice. And I have a video of it flying. I say it again, Phil.
I have yet to see so much as a picture of that thing. That's the 3rd or 4th time I've heard somebody reference that airplane. but I still don't have a clue what it looks like.
Do a quick Google search. There's pictures somewhere I saw it posted.
I have a
Called an
video
Epiphany,
of
Pat
it
Johnson's
flying.
Epiphany.
The twin. You want the twin? I think
Mhm.
that's what I'd want. Anyways, is a twin. I have a video on my channel of it flying. I'm a little bit kind of set back a little bit. Not really at the judge's position, but it sure does fly nice, beautiful. And
Twins, I think there's something about the twins with the larger prop disc area. Total prop disc area.
absolutely. Oh,
And
absolutely.
more air blown over the airfoil. They outperform their single engine. Take the Pathfinder profile and the Pathfinder twin profile. The twin has it in spades over the regular profile, and the regular profile ain't no slouch.
Yeah,
Well,
I flew a Pathfinder twin, Dave Sabon's, and unfortunately I couldn't get the motors to run right consistently. I only had it to run right for a little while, but during that little while, I was blown away of how the planes perform with that prop blast and that prop disc you're talking about, it going over the airfoil. It is an amazing feeling. It's
between Bob Hunt and Keith Trossel, one of those has got to have pictures of it if they come on tonight.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have a video of it on my YouTube channel. If you go to Flying Control Line Stunt, there's a video of that Anton Gephardt's twin Epiphany. Yes, John.
I was just waving at Gordy.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Gordy.
Honey.
Hi, Gordy. And you go ahead, Gary.
You got any thumbs up yet? Because I
Yeah, you
can't.
got one for
I got
me.
6 likes. 6
Okay.
likes, and there's no one in the chat box.
Mine hasn't come up yet here. I've been trying.
I got 6 likes, or we have 6 likes. And Phil, I'm surprised to see you at your house.
Well, I leave in the morning. I can't stay on here long tonight because I have to be up at 4.
Okay.
So
All right.
I won't be on long, but maybe
All
when
right,
I
well,
get there, you can show
I'm
me a
glad to see
picture.
you're all right.
can't
I
find
was
anything.
just concerned. I thought you'd be here sooner. So
Well, no, I leave here at 7 o'clock and I get there at 1 something. Of course, there is 4 hours time difference, so it,
Are you gonna go have fun or something, Bill?
I'm going to sure try. I tell you what, I got to start today though. I called, my friends out there called me and asked me what we wanted to eat next week. So I told them, honestly, Pat, you know that you know what I look like. I don't miss too many meals, whatever. So leave the bananas off and everything else is pretty much fair game. But they told me, we've always thought if we ever made it to San Diego, we're going to the zoo. $75 a piece to go to the zoo. Wow.
You're kidding.
Wow.
No,
Well,
I wish I was kidding, but that's what they told me.
is that for the wild animal park, or that's the regular?
No, the wild animal parks is up north of there. This is for the San Diego Zoo.
Okay.
So for $75, do they barbecue one of the critters for you?
I don't know. I'm hoping they do something.
Well, if they find out your control line stands still too quick, you might be on display.
It's like we were out in the woods and we were talking about wild animals in the woods and all this crap. My buddy says, we got to outrun the bears if they come. And no, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just got to outrun you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me
And a
welcome
bunch-
Paul Taylor. Thank you, Paul, for coming in. And of course, Gordon, I hope you
I
feel
don't see
welcome
this.
too. Thank you, Gordon. And Stuart, thank you for coming in, Stuart.
Right. Hi, Stuart.
Thinking about today, Stuart.
Hey, Stuart, everybody loves this.
What'd you say, Bob? Everybody loves what?
Everybody loves the little Snoopies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Yeah, thank you very much. I got to get that Canadian currency to you, Stuart. I'll get that to you soon.
Yeah, whatever. That's good.
I tell you
So,
what, send him double and I'll give it to you in American while I'm out there. I thought I was going to just go to the post office and send it to him, Oh, it's not that easy anymore. Used to you just go and they'd convert it there, but it don't work that way anymore.
Well, PayPal, I think is, I'm hoping that PayPal makes it pretty easy. Is that right?
Do you have a
Stuart?
PayPal account, Stuart?
Yeah.
Good. I need to know your account number then. Yeah.
Yeah, PayPal, you just got to click on what currency you want.
Yeah, that's no problem.
I can
I
send
don't
you,
care if it goes through in English. I don't care. I just want to get it to him.
I'll send you my email in a chat here.
All right, sounds good. Now I don't know what's going on with the Epiphany, but it's talking about all it wants to tell me is a list of, it didn't say so, but that's Randy Smith stuff. And in this, did Epiphany leave General Hospital? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see if we can't get it straightened out.
Yeah. So Gordon, you've been working on your Heinz 57?
I've been sanding all day on it.
Your shoulders sore?
That's why he's holding his arms.
Getting close to shooting the base color.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
It's nice seeing you without the hose up your nose, Gordon.
What's that?
It's nice seeing you without the hose up your nose.
Oh, yes. It's not nice not to have to wear it. Charles, I came in a little late there and heard you talking about the Pathfinder of Dave Saban's. Can you tell me a little bit what I missed there?
Well, John was talking about how the prop blast of the big disc area of twins over the airfoil,
Oh,
it's just superior to, a single engine. And I said, yeah, I flew Dave Saban's Pathfinder twin or twin Pathfinder. And I noticed that when the motors were both running right, I couldn't get, and that's why Dave Saban gave me the plane, is him and Bob Brooks tried to get, I think Dave said he tried like 10 different engines and multiple sets of tanks, and he never could get a good repeatable engine run. And I had the same experience. I just couldn't get both motors to run right. So
Do you still have it?
briefly, no, I don't have anymore. I had to downsize because I have so many airplanes, and I had to make room for some planes. So I don't have any more. Yeah,
So
John.
As Biden would say, electric.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was.
Yeah,
gonna say.
electric would be the cat's meow as far as a twin, because they won't have to worry about trying to get two motors to run right.
yes.
Unless you're a motorhead like Gordon. Gordon can do it. I'm amazed at him.
John, how are you coming on the plans for that thing?
Which one?
The twin.
Oh, I've been working on the 40, the twin. I set it aside for a moment because there didn't
Okay.
seem to be a lot. But
Well, I'm a good ways from starting anything new, but when you get it done, keep me in mind. I want a twin.
all right.
I'd like
That's
to have
a
that
good one.
twin with that whatever you
Collar
call it,
tail?
wing.
Well,
Oh, you want
Well, I've
John?
got the plans. I've got the plans to the wing, so it's not a problem.
wings
So
the same?
what do you think would happen if you built the twin and put the 40 wing in it that's tapered, 2 inches leading edge tapered?
that's different twin. That's not the twin I fly.
Right.
Mine is a straight leading edge.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. What do you think would happen if you made the other one? Think it
Well-
would still work? I was thinking about leaving the nacelles where they are, even though the wing's going to be dropping back, just making the nacelles longer so they end up in the same place.
Well,
And just don't attach them until you check it all and see what the weight's going to be.
Phil, that's also got a lot fatter airfoil.
What
And
does? Which one does?
tapered wing one of John's,
Uh-huh.
and that's asking a little bit too much for a pair of 15s.
Yeah, you'd have to go
Oh,
to
yeah.
20s.
I'm talking about putting electric on it though.
Oh, that should be a problem.
Yeah, I am not a gearhead. I'm a motorhead. I mean, I am, but I like a 340 or 426 Hemi. I don't know model engines. I've never had that much luck. So I know Tom Dixon, knew Tom Lay, and I knew a couple others, and that's how I got my motors to run.
It's too
I
bad
just-
the old Windy videos didn't go into detail about actually running the engines and tuning them in.
Yeah,
But I think
Windy-
he had Bub Jet set up the engines for him because he'd have. I know on one of them he had custom engines from Jet.
Well, he did in the later years, in the later planes, yeah. But he used to have Big Jim set up his Tiger 60s, and his 60s. I mean, I always thought, everybody told me, all he does is decompress them and da 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 da. No, I went to the Nats too many times and heard Wendy's motors running.
No,
Wendy's
I was
stuff always
referring
worked.
specifically to his 3 twins that he built.
Oh, those, I don't know who set those up, but they probably were.
Well,
But-
one of them for sure was set up. I think he even had a left-hand crank in one of them. But anyway, I know that one of his series, B25 or the 26,
I think it
were
was 26.
pretty much custom engines from Bub
Dub
Jet.
Jet, yeah. Dub can make it work. If anybody can make a motor run, Dub can, because he's got a full machine shop sitting there. He's got access to everything.
Gordy does a pretty good job. He's
I don't know
helped
what
me with-
Gordon's got. I don't know. I think Gordon waves his hand over it and it works, but I've seen Gordon's stuff run too. And Gordon ain't no slouch, that's for sure.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah,
You're
is-
more than
he-
welcome.
he's figured out my twin flight streak. And
Yeah.
he kept telling me we gotta go with bigger Venturis, and I didn't want to, and I kept having troubles and couldn't get it to sink. And finally I had to eat a little crow, swallow my pride, and went over there and he fixed the Venturis up for me. Right. I should have listened to him a long time.
Well, I tell you what, I built one years ago that I couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out, why do I not have enough horsepower to fly this airplane? And Tom Looper looked at the Venturi. It was a Tiger 60. Tom Looper looked at the Venturi and he says, for crying out loud. So he went and had, oh gosh, I can't believe I can't think of the guy's name. He's Elmer Huff, make me a Venturi. He brought me this Venturi, and I looked at it and I was, my God, what am I supposed to do? Put this on the Tiger and throw a dog through it or run fuel through it? Because this hole was huge. Well, it worked. I put it on the plane and it worked. Elmer Huff did more than just set speed records. That man knew motors. He could make one run. But he's one of many that I miss. I miss getting to call him and ask him, what do I do here? How do I make this work? But I tell you what, we're missing a lot of good people, buddy. I'm telling you. Anyway,
Well,
go ahead.
The good thing is electrics have, for those of us that are not, there are IC challenged. Electric motors have made
I resemble that.
into our bailiwick.
Yeah, I resemble that remark.
Speaking of
Definitely
IC
IC
motors, I
challenge.
just picked up, I'm going to pick up a couple of oddballs. I just couldn't resist it. They're a Fox 36 I'd never ever seen, new in the box. They're round intake, huge, strictly for pressure, with a rear exhaust.
36?
Yep, Fox 36, rear exhaust, and a massive front round intake. And they had that split spray bar idea, with a sort of that 90-degree bend for the fuel inlet in the intake. I just haven't had a
I've
chance to
seen-
get by and pick them up yet.
That diamond
I've-
shape kind of thing.
No, it's
No.
round.
No, it's a round
Gorgeous
intake.
shape.
I remember
You
know,
just
seeing one
about
of
put
those.
your thumb in it.
I remember seeing one of those, but I can't remember who had it or what it was for. But I don't think they made many of those. And yeah, you're right. You look like you could about put your thumb in the darn thing. That's one of those holes like I'm talking about. You about throw a dog through it.
So
They're
I
just
picked them up
huge.
for $50 Canadian each. I just couldn't
Oh
resist.
man. These Canadian, I don't want to deal with these Canadians because they hold a gun, evidently.
That
Evidently,
last
they carry
Tiger
guns.
60 that I picked up too, I cleaned it up, and my God, does that engine have pop?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what they did to it though, because I pulled the head, and the amount of carbon in the head and on top of the piston is unreal. I've never seen a glow engine with carbon like that. So I'm going to clean that up.
How are you going to clean it up? What's your method?
I'll probably, if I don't pull the piston out, I'll probably just try soaking it in Marvel mystery oil. We use that in full-size aircraft to clean up exhausts that are sticking. So I'll try that first. See how
Okay.
that works. I don't want to, if the aluminum in the head, I don't want to get too aggressive with a carb cleaner or something like that, or a combustion chamber cleaner.
All right. I'm just curious.
I'll
Let me
see how it
welcome Jonathan Carradas. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing?
Yeah, g'day guys. Yeah, good. Just got back from the flying field an hour or so ago. We've got a bit of nice settled weather now at the moment. We're getting a late summer. And
Very good.
Gerald Wimmer and his flying circus and kids and everybody were up there, and we had a good time. I flew in my flying chair. I couldn't do aerobatics because I couldn't get the damn thing level, but I didn't have a suitable airplane today to do any aerobatics anyway, although I had one in the car. I've got a modified Banshee in the car that I could have flown if I could have got the chair level, But
Yeah.
I still had fun. And I've got a question for Bob. I just noticed as the camera was coming on. Bob, you got a picture in the background. Is that a DC-3 in Canadian colors or something, is it? Or
Yeah, that's the Canucks Unlimited scheme when that's 435 Squadron when they were flying the hump in Burma.
because I was going to say that's got like British kind of color scheme, and I can see the
I'm making
colours
big
on
here
the
so you
yeah.
can see a little better.
Yeah.
I've got a
Well, the
I've got
Royal
a
Canadian Air Force, same as the Royal Australian, it's operating aircraft. It was so similar to British for camouflage and markings
yeah.
during the war.
We had them too in the Pacific,
Yeah.
and the RNZAF. And my dad, thank God I'm here, because my father was coming home from up in the Pacific and he was going to get on one of those. And he got tossed off at the last minute. Somebody with a higher rank came along and threw him off, and the bloody thing was never seen again.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
An
Wow.
old dear friend of mine flew the civilian ones with Chinese Nationalist Airlines, which was a subsidiary of Pan Am before the U.S. went into the war. And Cedric had longish story. His brother went down to San Francisco at the outbreak of war. Well, actually, before the war started, because his father had died in BC, and his wish was to be buried in the home village in China. So his mother and a youngest sister took the body back to China to the village. In the meantime, the Japanese invaded China, cut them off.
Oh, yes.
So they launched a scheme to get them out, to try and find them. And Albert went down and got his commercial and started flying for the DC-3s over the hump for Chinese Nationalist Airlines. And then told his brother do the same. His brother had tried to join the RCAF, but they wouldn't take Orientals or Asians. And so anyway, he went down there, did the same. And Cedric ended up with about 250 flights over the hump. And Albert had well over 700. And what they did was they accumulated leave time, furlough time, and then drew straws on who was going to go into China to try and find the family. And it ended up being Albert going in, and he got smuggled in past the Japanese lines into the old village, and he couldn't find any sign of them. And then he saw a little girl wearing a Hudson's Bay blanket wrapped around her. The only way you're going to get a Hudson's Bay blanket is from Canada. And it was his little sister with several years on her. And the mother had died. And they smuggled out down the Yangtze in coffins on a boat in the heat of summer past the Japanese patrols.
Wow.
And just amazing. And then Albert went on to be one of the founders of Flying Tiger Airlines that flew cargo for decades.
Good Lord.
But anyway, interesting people.
Interesting.
Thank God for Hudson Bay blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of got a chuckle about it because the American pilots in the U.S. Army Air Corps were sent home after 25 missions as heroes. And here these guys flew hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
And
We had no idea.
Let me welcome Lynn Burrell. Hey, Lynn, thanks for coming in, Lynn. Appreciate it.
Hey, Lynn.
Good to
And
see you, man.
hey, Len, and John, another little side note on that. If you ever read the history of flying the hump, there's one DC-3 pilot was credited with a 0 kill. That was Sedgwick. He flying low over the mountains. The Jap couldn't get a good angle for a shot, and he kept doing rear passes on him and coming out underneath. And so after the second pass, Sed had it timed, and he slammed the DC-3 onto the 0 and smashed it into a mountain.
That's cool. That's
That
cool.
old DC was tough as nails.
The people who flew them were even tougher.
Yeah,
The Goonie bird.
Yep.
the one.
That thing's a glider when it's not loaded.
Yeah, it wouldn't land. It won't land.
Oh,
you
I
seen the
came in over
versions?
Winston-Salem Airport and chopped the power. Everything I'd ever flown came down. This thing just kept floating. I said,
Any
what
of
the
you
heck?
Seen the ones with the turbo props on them?
I've seen
Yeah.
one. I didn't get to fly one.
Friend of mine used to fly them on the high penetration radar mapping. He'd do like 8-hour flights just back and forth over the Antarctic. That's the Basler. I forget what the model designation is, but a company called Basler converts the DC-3s into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch them fly them out when I'd be going by there. Once in a while, one would be taken off to do either whatever, but it was flying and it was a sight to see. That old
They took
airplane
off.
with a big, powerful engine.
Yep. Well,
They take off in about half the distance.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
you were talking about airplanes just kept flying and gliding. We do have a saying in full size aviation. We've got a perfect record. We've never left one up there yet.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's very true.
Let me interrupt. Lynn, have you done anything to your Strega?
I haven't touched an airplane in over a week.
What's the matter, you Lynn? You sick?
With all this Max stuff going on, I'm just about ready to toss in the towel. I'm so PO'd. I'm very frustrated with it all. So
What's
I just-
going on there?
the whole thing's nothing but a bloody shit show. It's just ridiculous.
Does it
You need to get
include
a bunch of guys together and buy some land and it's the seed from Canada and make your own little country on your flying field.
That's about it.
Len, I was
Exactly.
talking with the guys today, our Friday morning breakfast, and we were figuring it's going to wreck the paint jobs if we try and get the Mac decals off our airplanes. So I had the idea that that circle with the red circle with the cross line across it for don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Walking, whatever. We're thinking we should vinyl cut out a whole bunch of those and stick them over our Mac decals.
Wow. But yeah.
Is that affecting you guys, that flight control line in Canada as well?
Oh, those stupid morons grounded all Mac flying, outdoor flying, including control line and free flight, until they've assessed our individual fields that it complies. Morons.
Oh, my aching back.
Aren't they talking about having to log your flights too?
That's for RC. That's for RC.
Oh, okay.
They're going to have to log their
Doing
flights.
my
And they're
RPAS
also going to
exam.
have to have they're going to have a maintenance log every time they change a propeller or anything on the airplane.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
This is for model
it's-
aviation.
Yeah.
Well, that
In other words, if you go RC flying and you change the prop on your plane, you have to put that in the maintenance log that you made a change to the airplane, or if you
Or a
change a
glow
glow plug or anything else. Yeah.
But at least they're not requiring transponders. Yeah.
There's no at least at all. The whole thing's nothing but a crock of you know what from the top on down. There's no
Yeah.
at least. It's absolutely retarded. Like, I mean, let's say you crash one and you slightly damage it. Okay, now you repair it. Now you let them know that the airplane's been crashed and everything. Who in Transport Canada is going to come and make sure that the airplane's airworthy before you fly it again? Nobody. So it's nothing. It's a stupid thing. It's absolutely retarded. Oh, guess what? Guess what? There's a lot of guys who don't know how to build airplanes. They're going to be putting these airplanes back in the air. Are they safe? No, they're not safe. Now it's just a garbage airplane that's going to go up and end up crashing again. It's just the whole thing's just so insane.
So if you
Calm
guys
down,
go,
Len. You're gonna have an aneurysm.
Oh, I'm gonna come right unglued. It's just
Lynn?
So you-
unreal.
Lynn,
if you guys go flying, will you be arrested?
Yeah.
Actually, realistically, the cops around here, like a little smaller city just south of Edmonton, a couple of years ago, Paul was flying there in the recreational fields, and some moron from the city council come up, and she was demanding that he land that airplane now, and got all irate because he didn't land it when she told him to. It's control line, of course. So he landed it, and she starts in on him about how you're not allowed to fly those drones here, and this is beneath the airspace, and they're the approach to the international and all that. And he tried to explain that, can't you see these two steel lines connecting it? It can't go higher than 70 feet. And it really wasn't sinking into the old bat. And she called the police. And an RCMP came by. He'd never heard of a control line airplane before, thought it was neat, watched a couple of flights of Paul's and says, yeah, carry on. You're not hurting anything. And, you know, he tried to explain to this stupid woman that if an airliner is coming over at 70 feet, you got a lot more to worry about than my model airplane.
Yeah,
yeah, really.
true.
I just got one question for Lynn. How do you really feel about it?
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
the way I really feel about it is I'm going to go back to building my airplanes, and I'm not going to worry about it too much.
That's what I'd do.
Well, Lynn,
Yeah.
don't
Exactly what
lose
I
any
do.
hair over it.
That's the answer.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
Len,
Yeah, that's the answer. Yes. Yes,
Oh.
Mark.
I sent you a chat, but you don't have to look at it. But I wanted to know if it'd be okay if every once in a while we refer to you as Elen.
Elen? What's Elen? Electric Len?
Electric Len,
Electric
yes.
Len, yes.
Yes.
Well, how about sometimes Elen?
Yeah, I guess we'd have to go with something like that because Sparky's already taken.
You guys have a problem?
What's that, Stuart?
You guys having a problem with your internet, or is it just me?
No, it's crazy tonight.
Yeah.
Got something to do with the weather if it's ours. Like, I mean, the
it's-
weather here is really a mess.
Is it blowing a hoolie?
Yeah, we got
Well, it
Well,
is
it's
here.
blowing a hoolie and snowing to beat the band and the whole bit here.
It's
Well,
We're not
blowing.
getting
got
the snow, but man.
Snowing
is it
and
been
freezing
blowing.
rain and everything going all at once here.
And we don't
Wow.
have any freezing, but it's 63 degrees outside, but it says cloudy and it's raining like thunder. And in fact, it has been thundering, and wind blowing about, I don't know, 20 to 60.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it's about 33 degrees here.
Here
Now, I
too.
went outside to walk the dog a while ago, and both my trash cans had gotten blown over. Now they're up in the area they're in. I put it there because I didn't figure an empty can would get blown there. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah, we were having winds gusting to 30 knots the last couple of days in the afternoon, but it's been
Howling,
just
yeah.
above freezing, so it's, you know, that's a plus, I guess. But we've got garbage weather forecast for the next week.
Yeah, it's sort of
Well,
the
ours-
same here too, Bob.
We've been
Yeah, same
63,
deal.
and next Friday's supposed to be 48. So
Oh.
I'm
I
hoping
think
next
I'll be-
weekend it's nice in Vancouver, Len, because I'm wanting to duck down and visit Chris and the guys and maybe do some flying since his field is approved.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we don't have any approved. There's nothing approved here.
well, it's not that far to Michigan for you.
For me,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go to one contest this year in Michigan. That's my plan.
How far is it to Michigan for you?
About an hour and a half.
Oh,
Something
heavens,
like
that's
that.
not bad at all.
So it's not bad. It'll be fun.
Let
So
me
I'll
interrupt for a
look
second.
forward to that.
Let me just welcome Tryon. Thanks for coming in, Tryon.
Hey,
And,
Tryon.
Hey, Tryon.
thank
Trying.
you, Carl.
Long time no
Carl
see.
Reed also is in the
Carl.
house, and Howard Rush is here. Thank
the
you guys
house.
for coming in.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
Howard.
Hey, Howard.
And let me also recognize Making Model Airplanes in our chat box. He gave us a super chat of $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And you're the only one in the chat right now. So we have an audience of about 24 people right now, and no one's in the chat box. If you have any questions, feel free to go into the chat box over here and put your question or comment in the chat box and I'll make it a part of the show. Now, sometimes we get going, so be patient. As soon as I get it in, I will state your comment or question.
Hey, Charles,
Yeah, Mark.
maybe you can ask the viewers to send Len a get well card.
Don't you
Just
start
did.
that, I'll end up having 150 get well cards all coming to my house. Stop that.
So,
Oh,
Tryon, what
my
you been up to, Tryon?
Thanks for calling.
Not much, man. Same old. Same old.
Yeah, working a
All
lot.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tryon
I'm
don't
sure
know
he's,
anything
sure
but
he's
working.
working a lot. He has a new job, so I'm sure he's working an awful
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, just
And,
it's all normal.
And Lynn, there's a question here. What contest in Michigan are you going to? That's from
There's a
making model
stunt,
airplanes.
yeah, there's a stunt contest in August. I assume it's the Michigan Stunt Championships.
Hmm.
And it's at the Signal Seekers Field.
All right. So did you
You
win
could
that
come
last
to the
year?
Nats here.
I'm sorry, Tryon?
Come here to the Nats a whole week.
I can't do that this year. I wish I could, but I can't. Yeah, not this year.
This is the big year, though.
That doesn't matter. It's a big year for some, not so big a year for others.
They really got you Canadians beaten down.
Well, it all comes down to numbers too, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
We all have numbers, and this isn't my number.
I understand that. We got a like from Philip Bailey. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate that.
Anytime, brother.
All right.
Yeah, this summer I've got to get out to Manitoba anyway, and a variety of things. There's a military reunion, and I want to bury my father's ashes, and I really want to link up with some of the guys in Winnipeg area and do some control line flying with them.
Very cool.
Hey, Caritas.
Yeah, John, he's talking to you, John. John
Me?
Caradas, yeah.
Oh yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, hey, are you in New Zealand or are you live in Australia?
No, I'm in New Zealand,
Oh,
and
okay.
my wife's Australian, so which is quite funny. Our kids grew up talking like Australians.
Yeah, well, I had the privilege to live in Australia for 2 years. That's the reason why I was asking. So
Oh, what part?
I was around Sydney,
Yep.
Blacktown, Gosford area.
Yes, I know that area. Yeah. It's a good town, Sydney. Good place.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't
And,
right in Sydney. I was on the outskirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know where you mean. Up by the Hawkesbury. Gosford?
Yeah, Gosford. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get up to Cairns or up to Port Macquarie and out to the outer reef, the coral reef?
No, I wasn't allowed to go that far out of my area, so. you know.
Oh, okay. It's well worth going to. If any of you guys can ever get there. It's one of the wonders of the world, honestly. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, what's it
Might
called?
see.
The coral reef. It's a great
Coral
barrier.
Reef. Oh,
It's a
yeah,
Great Barrier Reef, yeah.
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 If you
I
can
have
ever get
seen
up, ever get up and out to see that, fantastic.
Yeah, there
I'd love
was
to see
they had a film about that many years ago at a cinema theater down at the San Diego Zoo on the Great Barrier Reef, and it was really interesting. So
Yes.
I'd heard that it's suffered a lot of damage over the years, though. Now
It has in close. There's two reefs. The in close reefs have suffered from agricultural runoff, but the ones that are on the outer reef, they're actually thriving, contrary to what people think. Oh, Charles.
Charles has got the plane out.
That's a subtle gesture.
I'm gonna put my
Yeah.
referee outfit on pretty soon. Hey,
Now,
Paul
is that-
Taylor,
Surprised
can
you
you,
hadn't already grabbed the whistle.
can you help me, Paul? What are you doing? You working on your shop? What are you doing?
Muted.
So Charles, is that one of the politically correct M&Ms?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, let's not get started on that woke stuff, okay? I'm
Oh,
just
no.
like Lynn. I'm just like Lynn. That pisses me
Hey,
off.
Paul, help
so.
me, Paul. You gotta talk
Yeah.
about small airplanes, Paul, or your shop. Make it up.
I have
There
a
we go.
connection. Oh, wow,
Thank
look at
you.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Is that
pretty.
your own design or
No, it's a vector.
oh, it's a vector? Oh, very nice.
That's
That looks
nice.
sharp. Very nicely done.
Oh, yeah, it is very nicely done. Now, what kind of finish is that?
It's all plastic monocoat. So this is, I put the Phoenix on the back because this is like the 4-3 finish of this plane.
Wow.
So we went
I've
from
never seen
Delta
that color
46.
in film. That
Well,
dark
it looks
maroon
like-
or whatever it is. I've never seen that color before.
The way it's coming through here, it looks like he got into some of Bob Hunt's paint.
Yeah, it's a like a deep red, almost like a maroon color.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it started out with a PA-40 on a pipe, and then I went to an LA-46, and now it's got no compression.
Ah,
No compression.
yeah. Like
Put
Ewen.
a new glow plug in it, it'll get the compression back.
Yeah,
Very
I have
nice
to log
looking.
it in as maintenance.
Hey, John,
Yeah,
Very
that's,
nice looking.
that's the same monocoat I had on the huge Pathfinder.
that's right.
It was done in that color and yellow and black trim.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember ever seeing that color.
Yeah.
Was that
I
was
think
that a
it's-
60 size?
Yeah, I had a Super Tiger 51 snarl port in it.
Okay.
700,
Oh, well,
about 740 squares.
That's a big
That's
airplane.
a strong motor.
Brent has that plane now, doesn't
So
he?
he's showing me the film there.
I think it's
Ultra
This
coat.
is- yeah, this is called Park Light. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
ultra
like-
coat. I can tell
it's
by the
like-
white backing.
It's
Oh.
like really thin. I mean, it's almost like paper when you pull the backing off. It's almost like it almost feels like paper or
Wow.
whatever, and it doesn't take a lot of heat to lay it down and to tighten it up. And they say it's
Cool.
for indoor airplane.
Hey, Paul,
Nice.
listen, Paul, if you need anything, Len is selling his stuff.
Yeah.
Before it goes on eBay.
Oh, no, it won't be going there.
Hey, Lynn,
Yeah.
who needs friends, enemies when you got
Yeah.
friends
Who
like
needs,
this?
yeah. The friends I keep, they're something. Let me tell you.
Keep telling you, you come in here for a little fun and fellowship. What do you
Yeah.
get? Talk down to it, made
Don't, anything you say can and will be used against you.
And I guarantee it.
Hey, Jonathan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Are you familiar with a company in Australia called Aero Products?
no.
I found them on, I guess it was Facebook. They make some real high-end RC stuff, but it's all for electric. And I was
Yeah,
trying to
no,
find
no.
if I could get a catalog or something from them.
Yeah.
Really nice
No,
stuff.
I very rarely pick up anything to read from the dark side.
Yeah, I
No,
understand.
I might see, but I haven't heard of them.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay. I thought I'd ask you. Thank you.
Craig Beswick, he comes on here on the chat. He'd know. He's from New South Wales, I think.
Okay,
He'd be able to help you.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you were curious about the Goonie birds on the wall. You want to see what's on my ceiling?
Yeah.
Let me make it big here.
I hope it's not a mirror.
I was gonna say the same thing. Mark, you beat me to it.
Let me switch cameras here. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
Wow.
in my living room.
Oh, nice.
And then on that wall is a prop off an Avro Anson 1 with
Yes.
a 25-pound practice bomb from a B-25 under it.
Yeah. Gee. Oh, man.
Very nice.
You got some good stuff.
You're
And
very
you got-
lucky. You got airplanes in your living room and stuff. I don't have any of that. I'm not allowed.
You know, his wife is a pilot. That's partly why.
That DC-3 print actually is my wife's.
Because I need room for mine.
Weird.
Actually, every wall in here except one has aviation stuff on it.
Oh, look, it's a sign of a good marriage when you can bring an airplane into the lounge. Like I've got this smashed up Cobra here that was handed to me as a pile of matchsticks. And I'm slowly getting it back together. I'll show it to you.
And then
Make
up
it
over
bigger.
my shoulder there is a Sterling Spitfire.
Oh,
yeah.
nice Cobra.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
looks nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. I-wing.
It's a bit rough yet, but we're getting there.
All right.
Yeah, it's nice looking.
That's cool.
I like the color scheme. Really
Yeah,
classic.
it was original, but I'm going to keep the fuselage pretty clear, I think. I was going to put maybe a black and white Cobra up near the front, near the engine, but I don't know. I think I'll just leave it as it is.
I got
What
a friend that-
engine you gonna put in there?
Well, I'm not sure. It's an OS, the motor that's came in it is going back in, and it's an OS 35, but it's been filled with, it's been re-sleeved and hot rodded. You know, I don't know anything about the engine, but it's it's pretty high performance apparently. I don't know who did it or what's happened, but the guy told me that it produces heaps of grunt. So hopefully that'll be enough. Because I kind of looked at the size of the model. It's quite a large model. And I thought, oh, hell, 35 is not going to pull that round very well. But he assures me it does. So.
Is it
Well, those old
35S
OS
or a 35 FP or a 35? What is it? You know, the case.
Look, I can't look. You're not going to believe it, Charles. I don't know.
Okay, no
I
problem.
pulled it out. I pulled it out and I put it in a jar and oiled it and just put it to one side, and I'll deal with it later. You know, get the model
Right.
finished first. Yeah.
If it's a FP, it'll be a little nose heavy. But if it's an S, and it's been, if you say it's been hot rod, if it's an S, it'll be fine. But if it's got a Brian Gardner sleeve and piston in it, that's not hot rod, and that's just making it strong. That thing will be sweet. You'll love it.
Oh,
If it's a
great.
Brian Gardner setup, you'll love it. He's over in Australia,
Yeah.
and I don't know who does his sleeve and pistons for him, but I have two for a 51, and they run so smooth. I'm breaking them in now, and they're both so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
some of his parts come from Ukraine, so that's been part of the holdup.
Yes.
Between that and COVID. I'm waiting
Yeah.
on 5 sets of pistons and liners from them for different engines.
Yeah, I'm waiting on 3 for Tiger 60s.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
3 of them, and then I'm waiting on 2 stunt setups for the Super Tiger 35Cs.
Mm.
Stuart, what are you working on?
I'm working on the twister a little bit.
Good boy. That's what I like to hear. Where are we at?
Not very far.
Not very
Alright.
far.
I did the sanding here and that, but I've got to kind of get at it some more. I'm working at it.
Is that a
Plowing
factory?
away.
Matters. Just get a little bit a day. You'll get it.
Yeah,
You do a little bit every day, you'll have it ready to go in the spring.
yeah,
Is that a fancherized one or stock?
yeah. It's a,
Factorized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got
Cool.
one SIG kit in the box that I might fancherize one day, but I got distracted and built that Vector 40 profile instead.
I have a Fancherized Umlin twister still in the box. I paid so much for it, I'm afraid to take it out of the box.
Oh, come on. Come on. I bought one of the Fancherized electrics, and then I proceeded to put I'm putting a 2022 Brodak front end on it. I couldn't make sense of the front end that was on it. And I went ahead and put the 2022 front end on it, and it actually worked out really nice. It's going to be a neat looking model, I think. But I haven't touched the wing yet. I'm just building the fuselage. But I think that's going to be a good looking plane. Uh-oh, Lynn's gone. He's going to go get one. You watch.
He's either gone to get one or he's gone to bed.
No, he's going to get one, but it'll have a motor on it. It'll have an IC motor on it.
Yeah.
Now, if he goes and brings back one with electric, I will be stunned.
I haven't seen Len fall asleep on Hangout for a long time, though. I don't know what's wrong.
I'd like to think it's because it's a scintillating conversation.
That used to be
Well,
funny. We'd all be shouting at him, "Wake up, Len, wake
Yeah.
up."
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I think I'm going to be the one to be shouting at here in a few minutes. I'm going to go put it to bed, though, in just a little bit.
Just
Or
put the
that one
terrorist
night
on.
when we were talking about paint strippers and Len piped in and said, "What was that? The name of that stripper again?" I couldn't resist it. I just blurted out in bubbles.
You guys are too many.
I love that co-pilot you got there in your lap.
Thank you. He's my little terrorist. I think he realizes we're leaving tomorrow for a week, and he's wanting to stay in my lap tonight for some reason. He don't usually want to just stay with me right in my lap all the time. But tonight he just does not seem to want to get away. He got a bath tonight and got all cleaned up. He knows something's going on. But
Oh, that's not a schnauzer.
miniature schnauzer.
It is.
Yeah,
I
I
just-
had called Turbo.
Yeah. This
Hey.
one's Jack for jumping Jack because I'm 6'4" and I can stand up and hold my arms out. He just comes and jumps up in my arms. He's a dang
Yeah.
spring is what he is. But he is I've never had a dog that was as single focused as he is. When he sees a squirrel or something, I can be right next to him hollering at him, "Come on, boy, let's go." He don't pay a bit of attention to me. All he sees is that squirrel.
Yeah, mine
He
was
is one.
pepper.
Yeah, he's salt and pepper, and he when he stands, he looks like a show dog. He stands with his back legs back. He's got the little short tail. He is a pretty little squirt. We don't do
Yeah.
a real schnauzer cut on him. We have a tapered cut on him, and he's a pretty little guy. Everybody sees him, says he's so pretty, but he's such a mess. I can't walk him with this collar on him. It's just got a regular harness on him. I had to have one that's a special walking collar. If he pulls too hard, it turns his head and he slows
Yes,
down.
Phil. Yes, Lynn. You're right, Lynn.
He's 18 pounds and he's pulled my shoulder out of joint twice.
What it was?
Little guy's strong.
Yeah, they get under your skin, don't they?
He does. He does. He's a monster.
Hey, Len, you might. Oh God.
Okay, Charles. All right, back to airplanes.
Nice figure eight there, Charles.
Thank you.
Yeah. The
Lazy
bottoms
eye.
were a little low, but not bad.
I want to see him do a Cubanate.
Bit of yawing.
You have a question, Stuart?
Yeah, this stuff here, if I got a big dent in the side of the plane or something, is this stuff good for filling?
Want
I've
to know a
never
better
heard of it.
idea?
What's that?
I got a better idea. Take you got a spray bottle with some water in it?
Oh yeah, I already know that trick. I haven't used it yet, but I'm just wondering if
Well,
if
try
you-
that first and see how much comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I just didn't know. Can you
Because
use
that
it?
stuff there will be heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
If
not
you
only
want to
that,
use, if you need filler, maybe use super fill.
Super Phil would probably
Super
be
Phil.
a better
Yeah,
deal.
Super
But
Phil.
one of the guys used some stuff like that on a plane on a dent on wingtip, and we were out at a contest and it was misting rain, and then the rain went away and it got hot, and a chip came out of the end of his wingtip right where
Wow.
the dent was. It just
Popped out.
picked it up and raised it right off the airplane, and he had a big dent there that showed the yellow color that the plane had been before it was repaired. And it was just a yellow spot there on the end of that red wing. Because he changed the color when he recovered it. And
Well, Stuart, you're in Ontario, so it's a lot handier for you than me. Aircraft Spruces in Brantford, and just look them up, and you can buy it from them.
Yeah, they have one there in California too.
Yeah, that's in the old elephant plant or whatever they call it. I've been there.
Elephant plant?
So that's for
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
Super Fill.
I forget why they call it that, but it's a very old building.
That's for
No,
getting-
I
Yeah,
got one in
Super
Atlanta.
Fill with one L.
Yeah,
It's blue stuff.
$25,
It's,
you'll
two
get
to-
enough to last
2 to
you
1
for
mix. Works really
a
well.
long time.
I use the green spot putty that Windy used too. It works pretty good, but you gotta go
Yeah.
sparing on it. You can't use too much of it, because again, it's very heavy.
Yeah,
Super Fill is good for small fillets too, or you
Yeah,
know,
I
big
use-
fillets, put a balsa base under it and then build it up with fill.
Yeah.
What I
What do you
usually
guys-
do is I use the I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I use the super fill for all my fillets, but for small little fill areas, I either use the green spot putty or I just use regular polyfilla. Sand it off. And it
Yeah.
works good and it's fast and it dries quick and you can move on quickly.
If
And
I'm
I've
using
never, and I've
spackle,
actually never had it come off. Like sometimes might have to put 2 coats, but it works pretty darn good.
yeah, if I'm using spackle, I like using that pink wall repair stuff, the touch-up stuff. And because, well, it's pink, it's still wet, but as soon as it turns white, you know, you can sand it.
There you go.
For all you guys that do ARFs, have done ARFs, especially the SB11, what did you use for your fillets?
Super fill.
Super fill, but that's blue.
Yeah, so you're gonna paint it.
I used micro balloons and epoxy.
Yeah, I didn't have super fill when I did mine, so I just used micro balloons and epoxy and then painted it.
Well, mine is a ARF. It's already monocoated. So
Yeah.
I didn't.
I just use
I
epoxy.
was gonna, huh? Well, I tell you what, I got lazier than that. I use bathroom caulk.
Okay, yeah.
It's
that's
white.
cool.
Yeah, that'd work.
It's white. You
Yeah.
rub it down with your finger with some alcohol on it.
Yeah.
And when that thing got hard, it looks great. I mean, it looks
You
fine.
use the pure silicone bathroom caulk?
Yeah, no, I use the other stuff. Pure,
Okay, the
I don't
latex
want, I
stuff.
don't want silicon. I don't want silicon in my shop because I'm doing a lot of painting. And that
Right.
stuff will make the paint fisheye.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
what it is about silicon, but that stuff it's death on paint, fresh paint.
Just like when I worked in a body shop, you didn't dare open, you know, those cleaning cloths and sprays for vinyl. You didn't dare use that stuff because if you did it in the opposite corner of the shop, the paint booth guy'd be freaking because there'd be fish eyes.
Everywhere.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it does.
I'm
If you have, go ahead, Gordon.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm trying
You know
to.
what? Let me get Howard in here. He raised his hand and he has either a comment or question. Go ahead, Howard. Howard Rush.
Show you some examples of spot filler. This is U-Pol dolphin glaze. It's a catalyzed polyester stuff. This is what Randy Powell uses, and he's quite the finisher. And this is
That's the stuff there that Windy uses and I use. Or used to use.
This is not catalyzed, and it's good for a small dent. You don't want to use it for big ones. And this stuff here is what Jim Aaron uses. It's similar to the 3M stuff. It's not catalyzed either.
That's what I use.
Okay, so you know it's good.
Yeah, in fact, I was using it today.
All
Thank
right.
you, Howard. Appreciate it.
Good
Howard,
Look at
you
all
are
that
way too
hardware squirreled
organized.
away there, Howard.
Sorry?
All that lovely hardware drawers you've got there. Well, it's all, you can just
Oh,
imagine the treasures in there.
They're from Boeing surplus. They used to have computer cards in the back when there were computer cards, and they were selling them cheap, so I got a lot of them.
Yeah. Just like home built aircraft with like mine's a Thorpe T-18, and the guys in the early days building them back in the 60s, for the rivets, they just grab the floor sweepings out of the Boeing plant and use that for sort them out and use that for building an airplane.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, they'd swept them up and they left them in the surplus store. So yeah, we got them then.
You
Hey,
have a
Howard,
question, Howard? I mean, Gordon, you remember what you're going to say, Gordon?
Yeah. My first comment was about the fillets. I use leather fillets. I started to use those back in the late 50s. And I used my last batch on my Heinz 57.
Yeah.
So
And
tell me, why do you use leather fillets?
what's that?
So why do you use leather fillets?
You put them on and they're perfectly even. You get your nice curved radius in the corners. You sand them a little bit and the dope really soaks into it and hangs on to them.
They work
Bill
for
Sawyer.
Pardon?
Bill Sawyer used to sell them, but he's passed now.
Yeah, 1 year Ed Southwood used them also, and he called and wanted to know if I could get some. So I bought a big batch and we split the batch. So,
When you say leather, are you talking about leather like cowhide?
Yep.
yes, only it's
So,
pattern shops. The
Yeah.
pattern,
I'm trying to say you're running this between the wing and the fuselage, right? From the leading to the trailing edge. So is it like a strip?
it's a strip and it's kind of a triangular shape.
Ah,
And you have a little round tool. And when you push it into the corner, it makes it round.
Yeah.
oh, well, I'm so perfect.
Pattern
I'm
shops
so-
use it all the time.
If you look at the top of a cow's leg where it joins the body, you'll see them there.
You took
Guys, on that one, I'm gonna call it a night. Y'all be good.
We'll see you, Phil.
Charles, I'll
Yeah.
talk to you
Phil.
tomorrow. My
All right, thank
word,
you,
that
Phil.
was bad.
And we have
Take care. See
Bruce
you Monday.
Perry making his way in here, I think for the
Wow.
very first time. I think for the very first time.
I think so.
Gordy,
Hey,
Gordy,
Bruce, welcome.
How you doing?
hey, Bruce.
Doing well. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hi,
Hey, Bruce, welcome aboard.
Hi, Bruce.
Hey, how's it going there?
How's that big twin doing, the Gemini?
Oh, it's good. It's sitting in this room here with me. Yeah, I'll turn on a light and you can see it.
All right, maybe make you big.
Is it-
Yeah, I've seen your video of you flying. I'm not sure if it was Too Much, that big twin Too Much.
Yep.
I've seen that video. That was a pretty impressive video.
Yeah, that's right.
Really enjoyed it.
You did a beautiful job on it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
Bruce, I was thinking about calling you soon, and it's
Whoa.
about time we maybe did a
Oh,
pub
wow.
night.
Yeah, sure. Good idea.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So that's
Gemini,
Too
what
Much
did I
in
do back
there.
Nice.
And then Gemini is back in here.
Yep, there it is.
Very nice.
Yeah.
all right.
I wish
Yeah,
that
earlier
had
we
something
was
like
talking
that.
about the prop blast of the twin over the airfoil compared to a single engine plane. It's kind of hard to explain, but it feels totally different. Can you elaborate on that, or you have anything else to say about that?
Oh yeah, it's flying a twin is like cheating, really. I flew Too Much at the Northwest Regionals this year in more wind than I've ever flown it, and I was kind of freaked out, to be honest. And I took off, and I was told Ken, the guy that was launching for me, that I'll take off, but I don't know if I'm going to get through this because it's an awful lot of airplane. And I did the wing over, and it got to the top, and both engines, they're aero taggers. They make lots of horsepower.
Wow.
And then they got to the top, and they came over the top. And as they're coming down, you hear this, and then pulled out. And it was like somebody threw a parachute out the back of the airplane. And I was like, oh, well, that was all right. And I
Wow.
did a nice pull out and came around, went back up and over the top, and I pulled out again. I thought, well, okay, that makes sense. I mean, Randy's got these things set up so nice and they're breaking perfectly. And yeah, okay, that's good. And then I came around, I did the inside rounds, and they got up to about 10 o'clock and it broke into a 4-stroke, and it just stayed in a 4-stroke. I thought, well, that's weird. It didn't break back, 4-2.
And I realized that it was the engines holding the airplane back.
Wow.
Right. Because now they're
Nice.
driven, right? And it was unreal. They just held that giant airplane back in the massive wind. Well, that I've ever flown that airplane in. I mean, I've flown my pipe stuff in lots more, but and it just, at the end of their inside rounds, I thought, you know what? This is going to be a cool flight because this thing's holding everything back. And by the time I got done, I came out the top of the clover leaf, came down, made one lap, and both engines shut off. Thought, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Then the gear come down.
Nice.
Yeah, and Brett Buck was standing on the side of the circle, and he says, "Boy, you must really know that airplane. It was only about a foot off the ground. Gear came down." And I thought, yeah, I do know it. I have flown it a lot, but I didn't expect it to shut down that quickly after the flight. So it was just one of those things, right?
Wow.
But
wow, it's very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I got them all hanging up on the rack here, so it's in order. It's the my 94 sorry, 95 US Nats Impact, my team trial Impact, my first Worlds airplane, which was Legend. It's basically a modified Impact. And then Merlin was the next evolution of that. It has a different wing. And then
nice, beautiful planes.
To Jester. And then there was a white Jester, which unfortunately exploded in the air. And then
wow.
So
beautiful planes.
A few others I've got. You noticed when I went by, that's Don McClave's Nats winning T-Bird and Don's All-American.
Nice.
Very nice. I like how you have them displayed at an angle like that. That is really ingenious.
Thank you. That's actually a thing that I don't know if you can see at the back of the witch there. Those are those 9-ball or 7-ball clothes hangers you get from the clothing store, and it's just on slat wall.
It's a great way to hang planes.
I actually still don't know how you're doing that, Bruce. I don't know how you're doing that.
Well, it's a slat wall, right? And these hangers go in the slat, and it's like a clothing store would have 7 pieces of clothing on there. And instead, I used 2 of them and put a 2x2 in the middle to hold the airplane wing, to hold the wings on, or to hold the fuselage on the on the slat thing, right?
With pipe wrap, yeah.
So then I just pick them up and take them off, and away we go.
What a great idea!
Thanks. Well, it worked out good because I thought they looked good enough that it would be cool to have them on display per se.
Yeah, it is really nice. I've never seen anything as nice as that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then
that is really
right here.
They are pieces of art after all.
Yeah. So I've got a 7-cylinder radial coffee table.
Very cool.
So my wife is very tolerant, and she said that I could have a 500-pound coffee table. So that's what this is.
Very nice.
It's a Jacobs L4 7-cylinder radial coffee table.
Wow, that is amazing.
Way cool.
Yeah, that's there you go. I get a better view of it now.
Wow, that is amazing.
I love it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Beautiful. Elegant, man.
So this is kind of my den of iniquity down here.
Yeah.
So what you got in your workbench right now, Bruce?
Oh, dude, you don't want to know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't. So
Looks
I
like
had a
mine right
fellow
now.
reach out to me, and he says, "Hey, Bruce, I've got all this stuff that I want to donate to to you and to the club. And I says, yeah, okay, sure, I'll come and look at it. Well, check this out. How's that? You guys
Wow.
see
My
that?
goodness.
Golden
Yeah,
Hawk.
scientific kit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So he paid 207 US for this kit.
Huh.
And the
Holy
box is
crap.
perfect, right? And he says, Bruce, can you sell this, like some of this stuff for me? And I thought, yeah, I can, but what happens if I don't get $207 for piece of crap scientific kit? Sorry, but it is. And he says, well, that's okay. He says, we'll split what we sell. And I just can't bring myself to put it all out there on the internet, because what happens if I don't get, if you don't get $50 and some guy paid 200, I'd feel terrible.
You can put a reserve, if you want, on eBay.
Yeah, but then you pay on the reserve, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just
yeah,
but it's a way of keeping you from losing your shirt. Now below
Yeah.
that Golden Hawk, was that a shoestring I saw?
yeah, that's for sale too, if you know somebody that's into something like that.
Actually,
That's
Bruce, I might
that's
be
an old
interested.
kit.
Yeah.
I'll give you a
That
call. I might be interested in the shoestring, Bruce.
That is an
How
old
about a
kit.
senior Falcon?
Wow, it's been a while
With-
since
I've
they've been
never
around.
The
seen
Liberty
a senior-
Bell?
Never seen that.
I
Yeah.
thought you'd have that at your swap meet today.
Well, yeah. How about a box of perfectly good ironwood by Bud Nosen? This is the Bud Nosen trainer, and it's over a foot thick underneath the wing. It's the biggest airplane I've seen. And then it comes in this giant box of things, and it's just like, what the hell? Who would want that? But you never know. And then he gave me a big box of other things. And
Motors and paraphernalia.
yeah, paraphernalia indeed. Lovely guy. And I got all these props. But check this out. I've got an original K&B Tornado.
Oh
Which
wow!
is what he
Look at
had on the Golden Hawk when he was a kid.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is I've got that one, and I've got this one, and I've got I don't know, just a couple glow plugs.
Wow!
And I've got these two, and I've got a U-Really in a box that's never been used.
Oh, isn't that
I've got
wild?
a U-Really in a
be
bag
used.
that's never been used.
And should be kept that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's right. It should be kept
Yeah.
that way.
Hey,
Oh,
Bruce,
yeah.
are those glow plugs high compression or standard?
they're purple.
They're purple.
So I don't know, Gordy.
Well, the high
Say on them?
had a bunch of little serrations around the center of the plug.
Oh, these are K&B plugs, Gordy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah. So this is all K&B. Like you can see the little holes in the top there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is all weird, esoteric, really cool if you're into vintage weirdness stuff, right?
Boy, we could have a swap meet right now.
Yeah, virtual.
Yeah.
A virtual.
Yeah, I've got
swap
enough
meet.
of vintage weirdos on this call with me here. We could probably get rid of a bunch of stuff.
Probably good.
And the only reason I can say that is because I am one. So there. But yeah. So it's just one of those things. Hey guys, I mean, I don't want to disappoint the guy and not be able to get something for it. But by the same token, I mean, what the hell is this thing?
What is it?
It's like a 14-pound engine. I don't know.
Was
One of them remote control ones.
One of them remote control
Oh yeah, I'm
motors.
sure it does. It says it's a remote. Yeah. It's Weber 91, so you could use it in an airplane or in a small go-kart.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, look at this. We got these kinds of things too. Like this is a Vico 61.
I heard the
This one's
Vico
actually kinda
61
wild.
is like the American Super Tiger.
Yeah, Vico 61's a
Yeah.
good motor.
Yeah, it'd be good for somebody to own. It's not good for me to own. And he gave me a
Charles,
couple
I'm
of
gonna bail out of
airplanes
here.
too.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hi, guys.
Thank you,
See
Paul.
you guys.
Take care, man.
Well,
See you, Paul.
I got two Vico 61s in case somebody needs two.
I'll make it
Yeah,
then.
Twin.
I was gonna say
Well,
maybe Gordy and I need to design another twin.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be
Oh
one
yeah, with
huge twin.
61s, that'd be one heck of a big twin.
Yeah,
Well,
12.
the ones we've got so far are pretty big. Hey, Gordy.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and then I don't know if you guys can see here, but this is my Scarlet Witch plan hanging on the wall here.
It's a good plan.
That's that red airplane that I just showed you a few minutes
Oh,
ago.
I was wondering what that was called. So it's called a Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
And then
Nice
the
lines.
one underneath it is Jester.
Yeah, I saw a video of your Jester flying on YouTube. That's a nice video also.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I came across another video where it was you, Paul Walker, and Dave Fitzgerald. And Dave Fitzgerald looks really young. And you're going through, and you guys are showing Paul Walker's plane in his house, in his stunt ranch. But earlier, you guys were flying some patterns. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was getting ready for the 1998 World Championships.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was on my channel, or well, it originated there. I don't know where you saw it, but yeah, that was a fun video to make. Asking all those guys the questions and seeing what they knew, and yeah, it was an unbelievable experience going to Kiev to fly and be part of that whole world champ thing, and just kind of unbelievable. Yeah. And then I don't know if I got any of the 2004 worlds, but I did a lot better then. But what do you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you guys that don't know, Bruce has a full-size Cessna 170 that he's redoing too.
I've seen him see pictures of that.
Yeah, that keeps me busy.
I bet.
Busy guy.
Yeah.
I think your internet's kind of failing. You're probably in the part of the house.
Oh my Lord, yeah. And that, and I own two. Oh, really? Okay, here, I'll go back. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a bit of a collection of model airplane magazines too.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I got a few.
East of the North.
So,
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm
this
thinking.
here, can you guys see the date on that?
Not
June
the date.
1943.
Holy Mackinac.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Funny
Hey?
sense.
That was the year I was born, 1943.
Well, it must have been a good one, hey, Gordy?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got back to 43 with model airplane news, and flying models goes back to says June, but it doesn't say. Oh, June 1948.
Wow.
Well, too bad Keith's not here. He might have a request. Hey, do you have this one? Because he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Well, I've got about 9 boxes of doubles that I could use for trading fodder, because there's a few that I don't have that I'd like to get. So yeah,
cool.
So somebody had some, I'd be keen to trade for sure. But yeah. So anyway, that's just a.
Well, thank you, Bruce. That is so neat.
Yeah.
Hey, it's good.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't hear that.
Say it's good to see you.
Yeah, you too, Gordy. Yeah. How'd that hand heal up?
My hand? Or my
Yeah. Yeah.
It healed, but it's not the same. When I sand, it really hurts. You know,
Oh yeah.
Forefinger.
Okay.
Section of skin there that just doesn't feel right, you know, when you touch it. That's what I get for sticking my hand in the twin.
Yeah, I feel you. I can't feel much out of my left hand, but it wasn't from something like that though.
Yeah.
Back injury. Yeah. Well, this is great, guys. Hey, I appreciate you having me in. This is cool.
Come, Did you see my golden doodle? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get up. There he is. Looks just like
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. That's very cool. Yeah. My guy Rocky would get along perfectly with him. They'd look identical.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I see we have Mark Lumen came in also. Thank you, Mark, for coming in. And Barry Miller, thank you for coming in, Barry. Appreciate it. And
Yeah, Rocky's a big lovable suck.
Yeah. Huh.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for coming in. Appreciate it.
So if
Hey,
you guys
Bruce?
know anybody that wants to, yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Bruce, we haven't met, but I've seen a lot of you. It's Len Burrell from Ontario. Nice
Yeah.
to
How
meet
you doing, Len?
I'm good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
We,
Yeah. We were
I'm sure
talking
we.
about having control line nationals out here this summer, but Mac kind of shot a hole.
Yeah,
in
oh
all
yeah,
that.
and Max. Yeah, well, you heard me ranting about Mac earlier. I'm so PO'd with them. It's just ridiculous.
Don't get him started.
No, don't get me started again on that.
Yeah, but maybe Bruce didn't hear your rant.
No, he may not have. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, a bunch of us did enough of a rant against Mac this morning over breakfast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna
There's gonna
happen.
there's gonna be a stunt event out here with or without Mac, but we'll be flying this summer.
That's awesome.
I'm far too old to be sidelined because of political crap. I need to be flying and enjoying my life, doing the things I love, and
Yeah,
I'll be
we're
doing.
not. Yeah, we're not going to shut life down because of Mac.
No, God no.
You know, look at the plus side, Bruce. If you do that RPAS exam, which is nothing, that counts as your 2-year recurrency because it's a Transport Canada exam.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Hey, Howard, yeah, what are you trying to say something, Howard? Go ahead, Howard.
Do you have a date for Prairie Fire?
Yes, sir. It'll be the third week of August. Third weekend of August.
Third weekend of August. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Are you gonna make her up this way, Howard? Do you still have a valid passport?
I hope so, and yes, respectfully.
Okay.
They took you off that watch list, did they, Howard?
Just don't tell Mac you're coming.
Who's Mac?
Yeah.
Actually,
that's a convenience store, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Max.
Or a tool truck.
I thought Max sold hamburgers. I thought it was McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, we have real
hamburgers.
Yeah, you come up here and we'll take you out for Alberta beef. You won't go home.
Wow.
Well, Charles, those hamburgers aren't good for you either, just like Mac.
Yeah. Yeah, when Paul was here for the stunt clinic, we took him out to Coliseum Steak and Pizza, and it got the world champion seal of approval as being a pretty good place to go.
Hey, he's a meat and taters guy.
He's a which?
A meat and taters guy.
Yes, yeah, that I am too. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
People say that's not vegetables, and I says, well, it came out of the ground. It must be a vegetable. So
well,
okay
you guys
know
where the word vegetarian comes from?
Mm.
It's an ancient Indian word, means lousy hunter.
Yeah. Got that right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let me ask Mark Lumen, have you been doing any flying or working in your shop? I know you're moved and you're probably getting your shop together.
Yeah, I've been at work for about a week and a half, so I'm out in Vegas now. So hopefully I'll get home next week and start getting things back together. You know, I got a bunch of airplanes half built or 3/4 built, and hope to get doing some flying.
Yeah, look up Steven while you're there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is he in Kansas City or I'm in Shawnee? So
I don't know. He'll
in Las
appear
Vegas.
later.
Oh yeah,
typically.
yeah, in Vegas. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I wish I'd had more time. I talked to Steven here one of the last time I was out. And located their field and stuff. And I just need to get an airplane out here. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, does Stephen's dad live there too?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yes.
Is Stephen's dad live there too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, between the two of them, there's lots of airplanes there. You could probably borrow one.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm at the stage where I'd be very leery of borrowing airplanes. Yeah. But, I think I could probably put an arc together or something and, just bring the kit outfit together in a hotel. And then actually, Stephen had said that they would store one for me. So,
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That way you can come out to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge.
I think that's the plan, at least right now. I think Dave I want to come out too. So I think we can work it out. Yeah. We're hoping.
Very cool. And Barry, have you been working on your gypsy or anything else?
Yeah, I put a third coat on it, but I wanted to, at some point when the time was right, I wanted to ask a question about mixing dope and talcum powder.
Oh, well, hey, Bruce can tell you all about it.
Yeah, I've heard about doing it, and I wouldn't know what kind of mixture to do, or if it's worth it, or can I kill the plane doing that, or that's all. Just wanted to ask some questions on it.
Yeah, look, you got to be careful not to put too much in it, or when you pull your masking tape off your trim, it'll pull paint.
Okay.
And I've used talc for baby powder and that for years in my airplanes. You just can't use too much of it.
How do you know when it's not enough or too much?
Well, I put mine in a clear bottle so I can see it floating in there. And you just gotta have to experiment. It's not gonna take as much as you think. And it does a real nice job of filling.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to really concentrate on this plane, is to try to make sure I filled all the grain up. So
is it tissued?
Look at flyinglines.org and look for the Granderson finishing system in the stunt section, and he'll tell you how to use it.
You say Grander?
Granderson, Bill Granderson.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Now you want to use unscented. Is that right? Unscented talcum?
Yes.
There's one talcum powder. I don't know whether it's scented or whether it's got starch or what in it, but it doesn't work worth a darn. It all goes lumpy and clumpy when you mix dope with it.
Excuse me.
I had
Randy Smith sells zinc stearate.
Zinc stearate, yeah, much better idea.
You said pink stearate?
Look,
zinc stearate.
Zinc stearate.
Okay.
There we go. Can you see that?
Because talcum powder.
Oh, let me make it big, Bruce. Hang on. You can show Barry.
I want to get some of that stuff. Arrow 1.
Yeah.
Arrow 1.
For court.
It blends in dope really, really well.
I got to get some of that stuff.
And who is that from? Who sells that?
Randy Smith.
Randy Smith.
Randy Smith. Okay.
You want to add that to your list, Mark? Mark Wise?
I have it.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, when you have a swap meet here.
What was that, John?
I said, Bruce,
when you guys
have a
use
swap meet.
Oh, sorry, wrong John.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. I got Jonathan and John. Go ahead, John. Say it again. Oh, we got another filler. Let me make this big just a second. This is from Howard's phone.
Yeah, Tap Plastics may not have this anymore, but this was what Philip and I used.
All right, talc asbestos free. Okay. Thank you.
What I wanted to ask Charles is, when you use that talc, what do you guys do? Do you mix the talc to the dope or to the dope to the talc?
Dope into the talc.
Yeah, it's not like filtration.
You put in a little bit of talc and then you put in a bunch of dope on top and then thin it accordingly.
Okay.
The biggest issue is, like Gordy said, is adhesion. I haven't used talc, to be honest, in a really long time. I do it all, sand it as smooth as you can, and then put on the covering, and then 3 or 4 buildup coats,
and then just keep sanding it until you get the little knobbies off. And then I shoot Brodak primer, send that back, and that's the last bit of dope the airplane sees.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
My
There's something you said there.
what do you call it?
Did he think we was putting it on dry wood or on top of the covering? The fellow I
I don't
was talking to, do you know?
I think it was Barry Miller.
Oh, for me, no, I'm talking about dry wood. I'm talking about wood.
Oh,
I've got 3 coats on it right now. I was thinking of doing a 4th coat with the talc in it, but not
no.
on the tissue, on the wood.
No. The talc goes on after you got 4 or 5 coats on your covering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After it's covering.
Okay.
I'm like Bruce. I try to sand it as smooth as I can before I cover it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my Chief, and it's going
big.
through.
Hang on, Bruce.
Okay.
Catch up with you. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is my Chief, and it's at the sanding the Brodak primer stage. It's coming along pretty good. I don't know if you can see the reflection there.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
But it's nice and smooth and straight. The wing's all nice. It's all polyspan on the wing. And so the next thing that happens to this is going to be the base white, and that'll be the last dope that it gets. Everything after that's going to be car paint.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's all
What sort of car paint? Like, I mean, from down here, I use acrylic lacquer.
Well, yeah, acrylic lacquer is great, except it's not fuel proof.
I didn't catch that.
He's breaking up.
Yeah.
So if you use acrylic lacquer, it's not fuel proof. You have to put a custom clear coat over top to seal up the acrylic lacquer, or it'll melt away.
Right.
Yeah. So the yellow Jester that's all acrylic lacquer, and then it's topped with a Global Systems clear that you can't get anymore. But that's the way that one was done.
Yeah.
But I've used Charisma colors, like the Twin is in Charisma, and then I use just like a basic base clear system, and then I go to the car shop and say, this is the color I want, and they mix it up. Like the red on the Witch, that's Pull Me Over Red by Chevy. Because if you're gonna have a color, you should have a sassy name. And
yeah.
So anyway, that's what that is. And then the black was just a very basic black. And then the pink was a blend of the Pink Panther pink that I used in the underlayer. So, and then the whole thing was topped with a polyurethane. But I don't spend a lot of time at the substrate level. Once it's flat and smooth, I get out of dope right away, because it'll crush the airplane. That blue impact I showed you, it has a sway in the trailing edge of about a 1/16 through the cord that wasn't in the wing to begin with, but that's the dope crushing the wing, and it crushed a sway in the trailing edge of a 1/16 of an inch.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you brought that up, Bruce. Remember my first Tony?
Yeah.
When that crashed, we got looking in the wing, and it had collapsed the total thickness of the airfoil by 1/4 of an inch.
Holy man.
Between the spars, the rib came
Yeah,
down,
well,
bulge on the side.
Yeah.
And that's when I learned put shear web under your spars.
Yeah, or use a little less dope. Yeah.
Are you using a non-tautening dope, Gordon, or tautening dope?
Well, the first part I use tightening, then I go to non-tightening after about 6 coats. But part of that is sanded off. So you really don't have 6 coats on it when the time you get through sanding.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just enough to hold it on, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
once you get it shrunk, there's no use to stay with shrink dope.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
Thanks.
100%.
Yeah, it's a great subject because there's people, our
You're
audience, I'm
welcome.
sure, is really listening to this.
Yeah, because I've never used anything but tautening dope my whole life. Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, I think it doesn't stop shrinking.
Well, no wonder my airplanes are so small. That Rojet 90 plane, it's so small I can't even find it.
Yeah, there you go. Just heard it pop and it disappeared.
That's it.
Huh.
Oh, that was good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
The way you're going
Huh.
up in Canada, you'll have to fly indoors soon anyway.
No kidding. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to let me fly that Rojet 90 indoors, but we'll figure it out.
Good dope on
Where
that
there's
too.
a will, there's a way.
You better believe it, Bruce.
You
Yeah.
know you're
Go to
motivated.
Go to
Now we
Montreal
know
to
why
the
you're
Olympic
looking at
Stadium.
electrics.
Glenn, go to Montreal to the Olympic Stadium, and
Yeah.
they don't do anything effective for sports anyway. So go there and use it. The baseball team's gone.
Gotta use mount a pogo stick.
Yeah. My wife
Hi,
said it's
Naomi.
worse. Charles says hello to you, Naomi.
Hi, Charles.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, Bruce,
Yeah.
we haven't met. I'm Mark Weiss. I'm doing my
Yeah, we're
best.
friends on Facebook, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Yeah.
are. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you as well, my friend. Yeah, yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You too.
Bruce Perry.
What are you building?
Out west.
A modified impact.
Aren't they all? It's like the modified Nobler. I've got a bunch of those myself. Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great airplane. You'll love it.
It is. Well, Howard gave me some good tips, including he said, speak to Paul. So I spoke to Paul and he gave me some tips, and the plane was drawn out with me and Bob Hunt. Bob wanted to make a couple of fuselage changes, but it's a good looking plane. I'm waiting for hardware from Oki.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah, I need some flap horns, and so I'm kind of stuck right now.
Oh, yeah. I heard from the editor of what's that Swedish magazine, Howard? Oh, gee. Yeah, exactly. Lena. Yeah. Anyway, he was stuck with his airplane. He needed a flap horn, so I made one up for him, sent it to him.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, it worked out good. It was 1.5 inch tall horn that I made up and sent over there, and he's using it, and the airplane's still in one piece, so I considered that to be a win.
That's very good of you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's Paul saw some of my horns and he thought they looked all right, so I took that as quite a compliment.
What does he know?
Pardon me?
What does he know?
Yeah, well, he's not that fussy. He'll make anything work. Yeah. Wouldn't you agree, Howard? Paul's not very fussy. Yeah. So yeah, I can't silver solder like Dan Winship could, but I gave it a good shot. Yeah, I'll show you, man.
Hey, Howard, you're muted. Are you talking to Mary Lou or are you talking to us?
I was talking to you. If you look on Sparky's board, look for Derek Moran's instruction on how to build control horns. Works great.
Oh.
Just get the stuff. They don't make MAP gas anymore, but the polypropylene you can get in yellow cans at Home Depot works just fine.
Charles, can you make him bigger? Can you make Bruce bigger?
Oh, Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Howard.
Don't look at me.
I don't want to look at Howard. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's tool steel, and the threads at the top, or the holes at the top are threaded, so you can put the bolt in and then put a jam nut on the other side.
Yeah, I like that. That's
And
nice.
this is straight and not bent yet, but that's not hard to do.
Nice work.
Thanks.
Yeah, you take it if you like.
But
What material is that?
it's just 1/8" music wire, and then I think it's 40 thou tool steel upright. It was
Yeah,
laser
I've
cut
heard of it,
and
yeah.
then dressed.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
But I got a jet, guys. Thank you for having me. One of my employees just arrived, and I got to go back to work for a while. So.
All right. Hey, thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Thank you
soon,
so much
Bruce.
for having
See you,
me.
Bruce.
Appreciate it. Yeah, see you again soon.
Take care, Bruce.
Good night, all.
Have a good one,
Good night.
Bruce.
Right.
Bye now.
so looking at that horn, and years ago I switched to welding rod into the music wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been buying
have the
drill
same
rod from the bolt supply store and
Well,
readily available. That's nice because it's so consistent.
If you
I think
use,
that's what Dan Winship uses too.
yeah, but if you use welding rod, you can tweak your flaps
Mm.
without
Yeah,
breaking your horn out of the flap.
yeah, true.
You know,
Yeah,
it'll still give you the good support you need for moving them, but when you get ready to tweak them, you can tweak them without breaking your flap.
I agree with Gordy. I've used it too. He taught it to me.
Yeah, Mark Beckner told me about it.
I've
This
never
has been a
seen
good
welding
session
rod.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm blown away too. It's very informative. I think anyone who's missed this, hope they watch the replay because some great information.
You said welding rod?
Yep,
Yeah. 1/8" welding rod.
1/8" welding rod, and you don't want the one with the coating on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually coated, so okay. What's it made out of?
The coating sands off, but
No, but if you buy it with the coating, you gotta sand it off. Is that the idea?
yeah, because it's not going to braze or solder very well unless you
You're talking about the rod for TIG or gas welding, are you? Just the plain
Yeah.
steel rod?
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Is it a certain type of rod with a certain type of metal? I guess is what I'm saying.
They just go in there and tell them you need some welding rod, 1/8", and you can buy a pound of it, last you for years.
Yeah, they usually sell it by the tube. You can get it in a variety of sizes or specific.
I've got it in 3/32 and 1/8". Bought the whole tube on each one.
But you can buy it without the white stuff, is what you're saying.
Well, the white stuff is a brazing rod.
Yeah, I've got some stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
a
then the
different
weld,
beast.
and then the welding rod is just bare metal for for gas and oxygen and saline for
Oh, okay.
welding. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, you can use that. It works just fine.
Yeah.
Except if you need to tweak your flap, they'll give enough. Where piano wire, you really gotta
Reef it.
oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I think for landing gear, I'm going to keep buying the drill rod because it's a little bit less cost than the music wire and far more consistent for quality and dimension.
we're talking about a flap horn, Bob.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying I had a whole bunch of the drill rod too, just
Mhm.
as an alternate for people for shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what did you call it, Bob? What sort of wire?
What's that, John?
You're saying you used, sounded to me like you were saying drill wire. What is it? Sorry?
Drill rod. And you can buy it in the bolt supply store, and it's where I get it anyway. And it's like music wire, but for industry.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's very consistent in quality and dimension.
Okay.
air hardening drill rod. Is that the stuff? A2?
Yeah, yeah.
I get the number. Yeah, that's what Derek uses. That works at treat. It's tweakable.
Right.
Don't get it from McMaster Carr because they won't give it to you straight. Zorro gives you straight pieces.
I just go to the local bolt supply store and they always have it. 1/8 inch, 3/32, a few other sizes. So
Yeah, that'd be better. Then you can see if it's straight.
yeah.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
So which one's harder, drill rod or music wire?
Depends on the
Oh.
production run. The drill rod's
Okay.
going to be consistent. I've had music wire that you can bend with your fingers, and you know, other stuff is really nice and hard. So
Yeah.
I've just been finding the quality of music wire, it isn't anywhere near what it used to be.
No.
Okay.
When you say, where were you buying it? A bulk store or what was it?
No, I just go to the local bolt store, Edmonton Nut and Bolt.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, just an industrial bolt and hardware supply store should have it.
Okay, I know a place maybe I can get it. I'm gonna check into it.
I buy my Allen head, socket head 440 and 632 hardware there too.
Yeah, that's
because I could get a box of 100 for like $10.
yeah. Okay. I know a couple places maybe.
And now changing the subject, Trey and I redid the tailplane on that on the Pathfinder 40 as you suggested. But I had a question I wanted to ask you. Since you built them that way to remove the stab, an elevator off, how long do you make your carbon fiber piece go into the other, the part that's going through the fuselage? You got, you know what I'm trying to say? How far into your stab and elevator is that rod going to go?
On the welding rod or drill rod?
No, I was talking to Tran.
Pardon?
You only need an inch.
About an inch?
That's all
So
you
I
need.
got weight. Okay. So you just an inch past where you where you separated.
Yeah, so you have like about 3-inch center section, or maybe however the fuselage is wide, right? So whatever the fuselage is, let's say the fuselage is 1.5 inches, an inch, right? And so you have about 2 inches center section plus another inch left and right.
Okay.
To accommodate for the rod. I mean, yeah.
Okay, that answers a good question. I've got it way too long.
I mean, it's just strong enough as is, put an aluminum tube, and I think I use a 3/16, could be a 3/16 tube, which is a 5 millimeter, I think.
Yeah,
5 millimeter is close to 3/16. Let me see something here.
I was thinking about going with a thin wall carbon fiber outer and a carbon fiber inner rod.
Yeah. So the carbon fiber rod, it's about 196 thousandths. The tube, the aluminum tubing, it's 187. So, which means if you sand off the carbon fiber tube, you can bring it down to the correct size. So have a nice fit inside there. But that being said, you can also find carbon fiber tubing that fits inside each other. Right?
Well, that's what I was thinking about.
You have a 4 to 5 center and a 5 to 6 on the outside.
Yeah. How many feet? Okay, well, that answers my question. I just, I thought I looking at it, I thought I might have made them too long and so I thought I'd check with you.
Yeah. So a cool idea here, John, is that the 6 millimeter is very close to 1/4 of an inch. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can build just by cutting balsa blocks, right? and sandwich the 6mm all towards the trailing edge, another one towards the leading edge, right?
Yeah.
And have balsa between them, a 1/4 inch. Then you put the top and the bottom like a 1/16 of an inch to sandwich them in between. And and just cut them like that, and you're done. You only have to just put tube in the center.
You're right. It was much simpler than the way I was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, just that's super simple. Anybody can do that kind of take apart.
Yeah. Now, for the screw to hold it in tight, what we're talking about is stabbing elevator that come off the fuselage. When you have to screw them in, I've figured a little pocket and have it go in there, at right angles. But are you being at right angles or at an angle?
You know what? You can use a little piece of tape underneath the plane. And that's all you need. You don't even need that.
I don't know if I trust that.
Trust me, it's all you need.
I've seen big sailplanes that are held together with tape like that, so
Yeah.
I know it works.
They don't go anywhere. It's an elevator. I mean, you don't have cables through it. You don't pull on it or anything like that. It has no force on it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do something like that, put a third tube inside. So you have like 3 tubes, right?
Yeah.
And you can probably use the one in the center. So you have 3 tubes, and use the one in the center to put a screw through it. Or, really, there are so many options out there that you can do. A little blade of aluminum maybe underneath, and put a blind nut on the top. So when the pieces come together, you have put just a single screw.
Yeah.
Really, you have so many options in there. But I think the piece of tape is the easiest.
Yeah. Well, I'll try that.
You can't get any easier than that.
What kind of tape are you talking about, Tryon?
Clear tape. I mean, the stuff that you have, that crystal clear tape.
Yeah.
You don't want to get the one that's what's the name of that tape? It's the tape that's kind of whitish in color.
Scotch tape.
A blender.
Like you find them everywhere, right? But what I don't like about the tape is very brittle, right? And I really don't like it, So I like
You're talking about box sealing tape.
The crystal clear tape, which is like, if you pull it off, it's super transparent, and it's very almost feels a little rubbery.
Oh, I know
what
that
I'm talking
stuff.
about.
Yeah, I don't know where to get it out here, but
I mean, you can find them everywhere.
Listen, I live in a farming
super
community.
clear,
If they've got an Ace Hardware, I'm in. But if they don't, I'll have to drive 50, 60, 70 miles to find it.
Mm-hmm. What else? I mean, I used to have like a screw that would go like this inside, right? So in a center section, instead of having a carbon fiber tube, I had a piece of aluminum tube, right? And I took the center of the aluminum tube and threaded. And inside of the threads, you can put a screw that goes like this in sideways, right? So by making a simple pocket underneath the elevator, you can put a screw through there and just bolt it in like this. It pulls the 2 halves together.
Yeah, that's what I've got drawn up right now, but I thought there might be a simple. Okay. Thanks for that information, Tryon.
Yeah. So for that one, if you go to let's see, McMaster, give me just a second. McMaster tubing, and let's see, aluminum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. You out of here, Lynn?
No, Stuart is, I think.
Oh, hey, thanks, Stuart. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
in, Stuart. All right.
Yeah, so you have
Yeah.
aluminum tubing with 3/16 OD. And then if you look at the ID here, you can go to, let's say, 130, 118. 118. We have 132.118 or 0.132. So let me take a second look here, also in McMaster, and look at the thread sizes in there. Okay, if I have screws here, for example, let's say in inches, what we use, maybe 440. Let me look at 440 quickly. Okay.
Well, Troy's looking that up. I'm gonna have to say goodnight and hope for good
Hey, good
weather
night,
tomorrow.
Bob. Hey, thanks for coming in.
So
Appreciate
it's
it.
really nice meeting you, John and Barry, tonight. Catch
Yep.
you another time.
All right. Take care, Bob.
Same to you.
And you out of here too, Barry?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
Gordy's out of here.
Hey, Gordon. Thanks for coming in.
Hey,
I
Gordon.
appreciate it.
Gordy.
Take care, Gordon.
Guys, talk to you later.
Thanks.
All righty. I thought Howard was trying to show us his take apart system, but he walked away.
Yeah, with that.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many ways of doing this stuff, man. It's just like, yeah. So
Here's
I think a
Howard.
6/32 screw will probably be your best bet.
Howard, was you trying to contribute?
No, but
Okay.
as for stabilizers, my stabilizer and elevators in one piece. I can show you that.
All right.
I think I can show you that. There's a stab and elevator.
Let me make it big. 1 second. There we go. Now you're big.
Yeah, and
So using 4 screws or
yeah.
just 2 screws?
for 256s.
Okay.
Okay, so I found the information that.
Hang on, Tryon. Hang on 1 second,
for.
Tryon. Hang on. Hold on, Tryon. We're looking at Howard's system visually. He's showing us his take apart on the tail.
I have the Yatsenko, but part of it's in the box, so I can show that some other time. This elevator, the stabilizer sides come off separately on it.
Yeah, but I had originally drawn something similar to what you've got there, Howard. And then Tryon talked to me about this other system being simpler. So I did it, and I thought I feel it is. So I drew it in the system where they plug in like the Yatsenko.
Yeah. Well, it takes up less space. You
Yeah.
get a box and that elevator and stabilizer takes up a heap of space in the box.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you,
I
Howard.
found the information for you, John. Okay. If you go to McMaster and look for this part, which is tubing, it's general purpose aluminum tubing. The ID is 0.09. The outside diameter is 3/16, which means you can tap it directly with a 440 tap. So it's a number 4 screw, and the number 4 screw would fit very nicely inside the head of the screw. Going to fit very nicely inside the tube as well. Because if you look at the 440 screws, I think that's your best bet, man.
I will look at it some more. Yeah, but I now I've got it. I'm going to try to see what I can find out about wing take apart systems now, because if I'm gonna do that, I might as well make the wings come apart as well. So I'll play with that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, like I said, if you this combination is actually perfect. By the way, the 440 screw head, socket head, screw head, has 193 thousandths diameter, which means it's going to fit very nicely inside of the 5mm ID tube, right? Which is 196. So I have about 5 thousandths clearance. No, it's a little bit more, about 7 thousandths clearance, which is perfect over there. And you can use that aluminum tube to just put a tap at the end of it, and everything is going to fit in. Yeah, I could probably just I can make you a little quick and dirty drawing here.
Yeah, one no, I know what you do. I've got it in my mind. But if you want to make one for anybody, if anybody's interested,
yeah, I mean,
because I've got it in my mind what you're doing now.
Yeah,
And we're going to end the live stream pretty shortly.
I think I did last time. It looked something like this.
Let me make it big here.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that looks good too.
So this is a 440 screw, right?
Right.
And this tube can be this can be the 5 to 6 carbon fiber tube, right?
Yep.
And inside the fuselage, I mean the center section, it can be just that tube that's 3/16 diameter, and you thread 440 on one end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's clever. It sure helps that you're a machinist because you know all of these things.
So you take your tube, right?
Right.
This is 5 to 6 diameter, right?
Okay.
Right.
Inside of it, you put another tube like that. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And this is gonna be a 4 to 5 probably. This like a this is 4 to 5 millimeter, right?
Right.
And after that, obviously the screw is gonna fit through here like that.
Right.
So there you go. You have your screw there. Let me make a. There you go. So you have the screw that's going to fit through this tube, right?
Right.
And on the opposite side, you have that tube from McMaster. This looks something like that. So you get your tube from McMaster, and this is 3/16 2.09. Okay. You guys see this everything in reverse? What I'm writing here?
No, it looks it's perfect.
Okay,
It's not in reverse on our
and
side.
yeah, and you put a tap through this end. So you just tap this end of it, right?
Okay.
Right.
And this tube gets glued in one of the halves. Now let me do the center section quickly. So it's a typical elevator. I have to draw it like this because otherwise I just don't see very well, right?
All right.
Just gonna take 2 seconds.
What's so funny, Howard?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. Maybe in the after party you can share with us what's so funny.
Just
We're going to
while
end the
there's a
live
lull,
stream pretty
I'm
shortly.
almost
So
done.
once we finish
All
this,
right, here you
we'll
go.
shut down.
So this is your center section, right? You have a trailing edge here.
Right.
Okay. You have a little piece of balsa wood. This is a carbon fiber tubing, right?
Right.
And you have 1, 2. You have 3 of them, right?
Right.
Okay. Then you build your elevator the way you want to do it with a geodesic or whatever ribs structure, right?
Right.
And once you're done, you take a Zonas and you just cut it. Like that,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So this gets glued inside the fuselage. And this guy's gonna be the outer pieces.
Okay.
Right.
1, 2, 3, right?
Right.
And through the center section here, you're actually gonna glue this inside of, like, perhaps here somewhere. And you have that tube that's gonna stick to about this place here. Okay.
Okay.
And the screw is gonna come from this side and just pulling everything together. On the top and on the bottom, you have the rods. One rod here, one here.
Yep.
And that's it. But
Simple.
basically, the building this whole thing, you just insert the tubes, which are about 1/4 of an inch in diameter. These are these tubes here, 5 to 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are these 1, 2, 3 tubes in here. And just put the balsa on top and bottom and just zona cut them off. Bang, bang. And that's it. It's very simple.
Yep.
I mean,
You're
it looks
describing
complex
how-
what's in here, but it's actually super simple.
You're
have
describing how to attach the tail together, right?
Yeah,
right?
and this would be in the center. Yeah, this is just to pull this thing together.
All right.
So it just pulls it in that direction. That's,
Hey, well, thanks,
that's all
Tryon.
there's to it.
Thank you very much, buddy. I'm going to end
Thanks,
the live
Tryon.
stream, and we can continue on the after party. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I thought we had a very good show. I'm really happy for everybody who showed up, really added to the show, and thank you very much. And we'll be back Monday, so hopefully you have a chance to do something in your shop or go flying and then come back Monday and tell us all about it. So until then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.